So I am looking for Erin Provincial Park. Admittedly, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I walked into someone's living room. And then he came up on a... Oh my God. He came up on a machine of some kind. He's like, can I help you? I'm like, I am looking for Erin Provincial Park. He said, yeah, Google did something and I'm really sorry, but you're in my living room. And I was. It had beautiful leather furniture and it was all fancy and on a lake, and I just thought that it So anyway, we had a little chat and he met Buddy and he said, you're looking for Erin Provincial Park, and there's a big kerfuffle about the directions. And I said, I'm standing in your living room. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's been a long day. Good morning. I spent the night at White Lake Provincial Park and just had a shower for the first time in days, so feeling pretty good. And I am on Highway 17, also known as the Trans-Canada, driving through a part of Ontario that is remote and wild. So if you like hunting, camping, and fishing, this is the place to come. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story because over the next few weeks, you're going to see some of my personal story and you're going to meet some of the people that I care about. I am approaching Thunder Bay, Ontario this morning. I'm not going to stay in Thunder Bay. I'm going to go through and then go to another provincial park. But the last time I was on this highway I was 14 years old, so 43 years ago. And my dad, who was in the military, had been posted yet again to another place. And so we left Winnipeg and came on this highway to Ottawa. We had previously done it to Toronto, but Ottawa was kind of the next posting after Toronto for only 11 months. Previous to that, I had been on the same highway all the way from British Columbia to, at that point, Toronto. Then we went to Winnipeg. Then we went to Ottawa. In a very short period of time when I was going into high school at that point in Ottawa eventually. So my dad was in the military. He was a Navy man, and we would do these postings 4 or 5 days, 10 hours a day to get across Canada. When I get to British Columbia and Vancouver Island, where I was born in Victoria, I will have then gone from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia in my lifetime, not on this trip, but from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, the furthest end on the east, to the furthest end on the west as I'm going to Fino. On my way, this is a little part of my personal story, I'm going to meet my best friend in Winnipeg from junior high school. We were thick as thieves, and we're going to have dinner together for the first time in 43 years. And then I'm going to go to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, where my grandparents are buried and where my dad was raised, and I'm going to leave something that I will share later at the graves of my grandparents. And while I'm there, I'm also going to travel through the Al Capone tunnels, because during Prohibition, Al Capone hid his alcohol in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Then I'm going on to Calgary to see my former executive assistant, who is now a bigwig journalist with the Globe and Mail. and we're hopefully going to hike for a few days before I cross the Rockies into Vancouver to see some more friends, some from my TV days and one from my political advocacy days. Crossing on the ferry, going to Victoria, where I was born, where a lot of my biological family lives, before crossing over 4 hours to the other side of the island, which will be Tofino or Euclid. I'm not sure I always pronounce it right. And that will mean that in my lifetime I have gone across the entire width of Canada, which is something. We're a big country. It takes a lot of driving. But I'm here in absolute wilderness. I will stock up on everything in Thunder Bay. Oh, just passing an enormous mining facility. So I will stock up. It's a very good idea when you're on this road to make sure that you're never below half a tank of gas. There are moose warning signs out. Last night there was a bear in our campsite, which I posted on my own Facebook about people wonder why I sleep in a bed in my car. For that exact reason. There was a black bear roaming around looking for snacks, and Buddy might make a really yummy snack because he wouldn't know enough to not try and bark in the face of a bear. But he's still not feeling great with his ear infection, so as I get closer to some major cities, smaller cities, towns, depending on how he does today, I might have to stop in a vet to get antibiotics. Not sure. We're playing it by ear. But yeah, this is raw wilderness, full of lakes and beautiful things and, stone. I'm passing now stone cliffs. So it's beautiful. It's a long drive, but there are provincial parks every 2 to 3 hours, and they have all of the amenities, including dump stations, water, safe campsites except for the bear, showers. The water in the shower was slightly warm, but I'm not going to complain. And so here we go. I will be in Manitoba in 3 days. The Ontario North is vast and huge, and it takes days to get across just our one province. Cell phone service, as I see a tower right there, is sporadic. You will go through dead zones, and I mean 40 kilometer, let's say 30 mile dead zones. So having your own safety equipment on board is a good idea, and there's also lots of passing lanes, which I'm on right now, but lots of RVers on this highway, and I do know RV and van life enough to know that if you flag somebody down, they would help you. So this is the day we're having. So here we are. We went to an emergency vet clinic. As it said on the internet, it wasn't. They wouldn't take us. They referred us to the 1-800 guy. So I drove into Thunder Bay. I've been waiting at the Shoppers Drug Mart for a couple hours. It is the wrong prescription for a dog of his size. It says to half the capsule. Unfortunately, it's not like a pill that you can cut. It's something that can't be accurately cut in half because it's got stuff in it. So I'm going to Tim Hortons, which every Canadian does in a moment of stress. They just spoke to the vet on the phone. This is Shoppers Drug Mart. I have nothing bad to say about them. My God, they're dealing with an animal, and it's just a little frustrating because I paid very good money to have this online help, because there are no vets apparently in this part of northern Canada. So, well, northern Ontario. Northern Canada would be a lot colder than this. So I'm gonna go get some Tim Hortons chili. But he's still, yeah. I just stopped for gas in a place that I don't even know where I am, honestly. I'm somewhere halfway between Thunder Bay and Erin Provincial Park, where I'm staying for the night. But the lady, it was a full-serve gas station. I never let my car up here in the wilderness get below half a tank. So now I have 624 kilometers on my tank. And she was talking to Buddy and said, oh, he has a harness. I said, yeah, we call it his brassiere, and he's bolted to one of these things on the headrest, because when we were in the car accident 3 and almost a half years ago, and we flipped on our side, I was filled with horror because I didn't really know that I was hanging sideways, and Buddy was trying to crawl up to me because I didn't have him in his harness, because I thought, I'm just going to get ice. It's 30 seconds down the road. Huge mistake. So as I was looking down, he was trying to get up to me, but I didn't realize that I was sideways. So I thought that his legs were broken, and I was screaming for the man who came to this window to help me. And then my OnStar thing was going off, and everybody in town, fire rescue, everything had received calls. And all I was concerned about was that looking down this way, Buddy was trying to get up to me, and I couldn't understand. My head was smashed and a whole bunch of other stuff. I couldn't understand why he couldn't get to me. And in that moment, it was terrifying. So the man came to the side, and it was in water, and rescued Buddy. And since then, he has always been harnessed in to his, we call it the brassiere. And in the event of an accident, I have full airbags, etc., but he would be harnessed to the post on his car seat. So this man who was in a serious car accident is still looking for his dog, because the dog was ejected, and it just breaks my heart. It's an early one today. It's 7:30 and we're already on the road at a gas station, and it's a full serve, and they gave Buddy a treat. It's probably very bad for him, but gas station coffee, brunch for later, and we are leaving. Oh, and I also got water. I don't have room for all this stuff. We're leaving Ontario today, and we're going, well, maybe today, could be tonight, I'm not sure. We're heading into Manitoba. This is no small feat, because Ontario is way bigger than Texas at 1 million square kilometers. So it's taken a few days to get through, but we'll update you later in the day about what we're doing. But I'm going to pull out.